can't keep working as hard as I was hustling in my mindset. I know I couldn't do it forever, not at that stage. But one thing I can do is I could put some other people in position. You know what I'm saying? That we can actually do it together. I always believe this right here. You can get there by yourself, but you can go further with others.
Oh yeah.
100%.
There's always power in numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I seen the value of, then again, just community, you know what I'm saying? Just really bringing people together, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, bringing our talent together and just trying to get cats to understand past the talent side of it.
Yeah.
It has to be a business structure for us to get to the level that we want to get to.
So you kind of like, and everybody always wants to know, like, you were just kind of always, and it was kind of the same thing with Jay and Dame. It's like, you've been like this. It wasn't, and you could,
What's that saying you used to say?
Well, y'all know my favorite rapper.
Hold on, wait, please. I was waiting for this, and I know it. What's the saying you say? Say it, man.
You see, you was who you was when you got here.
Yeah,
you know
what you say? You could try to change it, but that's just the top layer. Boy, you was who you was.
See, I walk like a ball player. He said, you are who you are, player. And if you try to change, that's just the top layer.
Come on, man.
Because you was who you was when you got here.
Come on. And I really believe that statement, Charlie. They don't really know, man. Like, bro, like, we used to, Jay-Z, like, that's what we would, that was like if you ain't know that song right there, like, before we had all these other barbers and stuff like that, and it was more of a tight-knit thing. If you didn't know that thing, like, that's where that grit come from. Like Jaffe say, bro, like, you, Jaffe say, like, bro, you still working like you, are you broke, nigga? And I'm like, no, like, I don't think people understand what type of energy or ungreediness, unselfishness to steal for a person to come in and steal and look at a person that's been here and he's okay and he's still working like you. And that's a real thing because like if I come in as a young barber, and that's one thing Tim was doing with me. Like Tim, when I got there and I seen Tim, I'm like he worked like, you know, when somebody already on top, they work a little less than you or something. Yeah, you looking like, oh, this nigga ain't really, I guess he comfortable. Like I get there, Tim washing the bottom of the chair like this nigga, but he the leader. It's like that shit stuck with me because it's like, bro, you gotta still be hungry. You gotta be able to tap back in to where you what was your worst moment on your come up. And I always tap back into me being in barber school, right? In my last 3 months, I was homeless. Yeah. I was sleeping in my my cousin's, shout out to Deuce. I was sleeping in my cousin's driveway my last 3 months. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? With a son. Yeah. I let my son sleep in my cousin's house and I sleep in the car. But if everything else fails and sometimes we are humans and we sometimes we get off track, I go right back to that place, and that shit put me right back in there, and it works, and that was 13 years ago, and it still worked like it happened yesterday. Yeah, but sometimes you gotta sit on the front porch, eat a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
You do.
Sometimes you gotta eat some sunflower seeds, man. Go back to
eat some ramen noodles or something.
Go back, man, and don't forget where you came from.
No.
Hey, man, make you a sandwich for lunch today.
But I guess the thing about it is, like you say, it's really the love. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's missing in the industry. The reason why you don't see that because a lot of people are in here for the money. One thing about it, if you find something you love to do, you gonna get some money.
Yeah. And when you like, I think that ties into a point like my story. Like, I was doing drugs, crazy things. I go off to this place, and you know I can go back to that place and physically and mentor over there. Sometimes I just go out there because there ain't shit out there. Yeah, and it's peace and quiet. And then I remember, I took a picture of it, of the first shop I was working at. It was like a little hut. Yeah. It was a hut, and they had the Walmart clippers in there, and I just vividly, I can always go back to that whenever I think about it. It's like, yo, this is where all the shit started. I was cutting $3 and $5 haircuts, and like it was like not fame, but I was that dude in there, and I can go back to that and realize how easy life is. I just got to keep going.
Yeah,
like even for me, like I got locked up at 15 years old. You know, 15, 16 years old. Went to juvenile, and had that experience. Right. So when I came home, I knew what it felt like to be in there and not able to get a haircut. And how you felt as a person and how your moral was down and your family coming to visit you. Yeah. So when I was in there, they actually gave me an opportunity to cut my own hair. Yeah. I started cutting my own hair. But actually when I went off to camp, came back, went to barber school, got my license, got in the barber shop, I used to go back to the juvenile every Sunday, cut hair for free. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just
What made you do that?
Because, like I just told you, I knew what it felt like to be in there and how you felt already, how you look, your self-esteem. I knew what a haircut do for self-esteem. Yep. I knew what it was doing for me, right? But then it was also a way for me to give back, but it was also an opportunity. And I never looked at it like that because I was giving back, but I'm just show you how things happen.
Naturally.
I learned how to cut fast by cutting hair in the juvenile for free. And I learned how to build a clientele because I had to convince them to get the haircut I wanted them to get just so I could cut most of them hair.
And
I
that's
think cutting hair for free, cutting hair for free before you even like really, or just sometimes just cutting hair for free at some type of. I remember when I was in barber school, we was cutting hair at Walmart, in front of Walmart, and I think and sometimes that kind of just builds some integrity again for you. Just doing what you do, and doing what pays you the most for free. Sometimes kind of reset why you love doing it, and it's hard to just say like, oh, just do that. But I'm just saying like, you should experience that. You should have, as a barber, you should have always experienced some type of setting of cutting hair for free for people.
It's build character.
It builds character.
It's gonna build character because now when somebody actually pay you for it, you value it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know,
and
if your first haircut was being paid for, then
yeah. I mean, and sometimes you just need to miss what you already got. You know?
No, and that's why it's like I talk to a lot of like barber students, of course, over the phone and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can tell, man, people just lack so much authenticity and character these days. It's like and I get it with the world we live in, to get the money, but it's like, damn, you ain't got shit else. Like it's just about that. And then on top of that, you can't even figure it out.
But you're 24, so like, I mean, you are the youngest obviously in this room. So why do you think that these younger people mindset is like that?
And well, I'm glad you asked that because I think not enough people hear older people's story. I think people look at y'all or any entrepreneur or somebody older than them that's got the Porsche or the Mercedes and think that they didn't think that they were there. So they selling them this dream that they think just came effortlessly. But a lot of the time, I know at least for me, it's like you are so motivated to get to that so quickly. At 24, you're not gonna have the fucking Porsche. Relax. Just do all the steps that it takes to get there. But I think it's like, and it's part of why we're doing the podcast is like we're not getting that older generation to feed in terms of their story of like real, raw, authentic shit. Like, this is how I made $1 million. Like nobody gives a fuck about that. You know what I mean?
So again, my thing about it is I try to show them I've been where you've been at. I know what you're going through. I know the challenges, the ups and downs, but I'm just showing you somebody that been in your same spot is here. I did that so I could tell you this. You know what I'm saying? I had to get in this space just to be to tell you that you can make it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it really is. So when it come down to, like you said, the younger generations and they trying to figure things out, that's the only reason why I kind of do things in front of y'all. Y'all will see me with a car and do certain stuff. I'm just trying to keep y'all to keep motivated. By that, because that ain't where I'm at no more.
And even with that, you can't even do that and motivate the same. It gotta be. It's a certain type of people you can only motivate when you do things like that.
And I think I understood that a long time ago. I'm not here to.
Cause I'm the type of guy. If I see what you got, I ain't like, damn, look at this nigga. He got this mother. He going crazy. My thing is like, boy, I can't wait to ask him how he got that.
And that's what
I've been the same way.
But that's the mindset. But again, you got, like you say, you got to come off a certain way. You got to be able to come at people. You got to have some empathy, you know, you know, a little something about you. You gotta have a certain type of energy where you draw people into you. You know what I'm saying? So, and you got to be authentic. I think the hardest thing for most people to be authentic.
Absolutely.
To be I'm talking to really true themselves and don't really care because everybody else already taken.
That's true.
Only person you can really be is yourself.
I don't understand that.
You know what I'm saying? So, and
look in the mirror.
So that's the hardest thing that I found out, and a lot of people have an issue with me because
you keeping it too real with them.
But Buck.
But Charlie, like you're a real people person. You're a laid back guy. But like, what are you usually strict about the most that people around you are way too relaxed with?
Get money.
Okay,
explain
that.
Because again,
as an owner,
because I'm coming from the barber industry, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I cut from cutting hair for free. I'm that generation that came from cutting in the bathrooms, cutting on the front porch, going to people's house with your clippers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Walmart clippers. You know, finally get to a space where you can cut hair for $5 and $10 and $15. Even working in the barbershop, the haircut $12, $15. You know, time came along, inflation came along, the value of the haircut went up. You know, we started going for that level. I said, okay, let's push this thing out and see what we can really can do. Not actually the money side of it, but the service side of it.